Last week, one of our clients signed 2 new recruiting clients and had 2 job offers made. This will lead to fees in excess of $40,000. However, as a recruiter, it can be very, very tough to sign new clients. I'm here to completely break that limiting belief and show you that client acquisition, even in the recruitment space, is actually relatively easy when you know how to do it. I've got a system that I'm going to show you on the screen here, going step by step in detail and actually show you the exact funnel that we're using for one of our clients right now that's signing them clients literally every week and they're making money. So watch till the very end because I'm going to show you step by step how you can do this for your own agency. Before we get into it, drop me a like and hit subscribe so you can watch more videos like this. So let's get straight into this. So what we've got here, I've got some screenshots from clients literally just last week saying that, one of our clients signed 2 contracts already in a week, and one of them has made an offer on 2 candidates Friday and Monday, so they're going to make some money. Another client got 2 meetings in one day and then 1 next week, right? So ultimately, I'm here to break down step by step exactly how our clients are doing this with our system, okay? It all comes down to cold outreach. If you saw my last video, then you'll see that there's 3 methods of acquisition for any B2B business. You can either do content, paid advertising, or cold outreach. Now, in the recruitment space, cold outreach is going to be your best friend. It's going to be the thing that actually truly works. You won't have to rely on referrals. You won't have to go to tons of networking events that you probably don't really want to go to. You can create a systemized process that consistently gets you new clients on autopilot with the system we have here. So let's go into these cold outreach channels. Of course, we've got cold email, we've got cold calls and LinkedIn messages. For us, cold email is by far the most effective. LinkedIn messages can be great as well. But let's break down this funnel because this is the myth around cold outreach. Everyone feels like there has to be some sort of magic mystical way to make it work. It's very, very simple. You break the process down into step by step what happens at each stage of the funnel. We track the KPIs, we track the metrics of these, and you create a system that's just churning you out new leads, right? So for cold email, all it boils down to the simple fundamentals. How many emails are you sending? How many replies are you getting? How many people are positive replying? And how many meetings are you getting booked, right? And then, of course, on the back of that, how many deals are you closing? How many terms are you getting signed? But it's really not difficult in terms of it's a very simplistic process. Now, yes, it requires a lot of time, it requires a lot of energy to get the scripts right, and it requires a lot of expertise, which is what we can bring to the party, but fundamentally, it's a very simple process. You send a message to one of your ideal prospects, they open it, they reply to it, they're interested, they book a call and you close them. Right? Those are the fundamental steps. It's not like we send an email and we're not sure what's going to happen. These are the exact steps that we need to make happen to turn a completely cold prospect into a paying customer. Okay? And we can break down this data. So I also broke down this funnel in my last video, but ultimately what we've done here is we've contacted 1,000 people in email. So if you get your funnel right, these are the sorts of numbers that you can actually genuinely expect. This is just pulled from my Smart Lead, the software that we use, and this is what it's led to for one of our clients, right? 1,000 emails sent, 23 replies, 7 being interested, 2 signed contracts with clients, right? In 2 weeks, okay? This is relatively low volume. This is just going to be scaled now. We can scale cold email to the point where we're sending 500, 1,000 emails a day very easily, and we're going to be churning out these sorts of numbers. But to make sure it's targeted, bespoke, and tailored enough for the prospects, we've kept volume slightly lower here. Okay, even though 1,000 people is a lot, we can go a lot higher than that if we need to. But I've got it looks very complex, this system here, but it's just going to break down at each stage of the pipeline what happens, right? So you might be thinking, okay, I can find 1,000 numbers, I can find 1,000 email addresses, and I can put them into Apollo, Smart Lead instantly, whatever it is, and blast them out. But I'm not going to get 2 signed contracts out of it in the recruiting space because that's typically quite difficult. It's quite good metrics. All right, so you'll be saying, what's going on? How come you can do it, Harry, but I can't? Now, the truth is, I don't have any magic way of doing things. We've just developed a script with an audience that works really, really well, okay? And this is how we've got to that point, okay? So we just look at each step along the process. So let's start with emails sent. As long as you have capacity to send emails on either Smart Lead, Instantly, I don't really recommend Apollo, or some other sending software, then you can do this, okay? As long as they're actually getting delivered, and that's a whole nother topic. As long as they're actually getting delivered, you have capacity to get in front of your target audience. Once you've got in front of them, what's the next step, right? We don't want to think about just getting someone to sign terms straight away or pay us straight away. We just need to optimize for the next step along the process. We reach out to someone, What action do they have to take for us to get one step closer to them becoming a signed client? They have to reply. That's all we care about at this stage of the funnel. We've sent an email out. All I care about is, are they replying? 2.3% reply rate. At this stage, they're replying, not at a huge scale, but they're replying. So how do we get people to reply to our emails? There's 3 things that I think are very important to get people to actually reply to our email in the first place. This is, firstly, we need to have an attention-grabbing message, right? This is quite similar to sort of advertising now in terms of like YouTube ads. As you're watching this video, you may have had an ad come up at the beginning, and my guess is that when that 5-second mark was up, you clicked on skip ad as quick as you could, and you did not want to watch any more of the video than you had to. It's exactly the same with cold outreach now, either on the phone, on email, or on DM. Okay? You've got literally less than 5 seconds to get someone's attention. And if you're saying, hi, I hope you're well, I'm Harry, this is what we do, guess what? You're going straight to spam and someone's deleting your message. 100% guaranteed. Whereas, if you go straight to the point with a great offer and making it resonate with them, you've got a significantly higher chance of them getting to reply. Even if it's, no, I'm not interested, you still want people to reply to your email in the first place before you can go on to the next stage. So grab someone's attention. Do not say, hi, I hope you're well. Do not say, this is my name, this is what we do. Avoid them at all costs. Go straight to the point, and it's even to the point now, we've seen emails work really, really well that are a total of 9 words long, maybe even less. We have emails that convert extremely high, literally nine words long. Hey, saw you were in XYZ space, do you need help finding A players? Boom, super short, and people will say, they'll respect you for just putting an email and a message in such a short, concise manner. That will help you get replies. Second thing, of course, is a great offer. So it's no good creating a really good message, personalizing it, making it relevant, making it resonate with your prospect, and then saying you've got to pay $1 million and you've got to spend 2 hours on the call to get through to the next stage of the funnel or the process. That's an awful offer and no one's going to do it. So the offer actually has to be good, right? You need to offer them something valuable in return for their time or their investment. Either they get a resource, they get a lead magnet, they get a report, they get a short list of candidates. Your offer has to be very good and it has to generate interest and attention, right? Also, it has to resonate. So it's no good just saying a completely generic message that appeals to everyone but no one at the same time. You need to make it resonate with your target audience. So with recruiters, we have a very recruitment-specific message. And if we're doing it for a client, say we're doing it in the logistics and supply chain space, we'll have a very specific logistics and supply chain message that only resonates with them. Okay? This is how you get someone to reply. Of course, there's other things like email deliverability and very technical things that I won't bore you with on this video, but they're very important. Okay? Now you've got someone to reply. Awesome, you've got replies coming in. People saying yes, people saying no, people telling you to get lost. You're going to, with cold email or cold outbound in general, you're going to get it all, so expect it. But the next stage of the process, someone's replied. Awesome. Now what do I need them to do? They need to show interest in my product or service. That's the next stage along the funnel, the next stage along the pipeline. Okay? How can we do this? How can we get people to actually show interest? It comes down to 3 things once again. Producing a great offer. An example of a great offer is something that's low commitment, easy for the prospect to say yes to, and they get a lot of value from it. Also needs to be a solution to their pain. So, what I mean by this is people aren't actually going to take action unless you're solving a pain for them. So, why does anyone take action? It's because usually they're in some sort of pain. Why do people go to the gym? Because they're not happy with how they look or they want to look better. So there's some level of pain there. Why do people buy courses? Why do people buy programs? Why do people invest in anything? It's usually because there's some level of pain there with their current situation and they want to get to the next level. So your job here to generate interest in an email is actually to relay that pain to someone. As a recruiter, you can say, look, I understand your job's been open for 3 weeks and it looks like it's still open, you haven't found someone. What's this causing for your business? How much revenue are you losing? How many projects are you missing out on? Right? What's this meaning for the team morale? Things like this. You need to basically reinstate, you understand their pain and give them a solution to this to show interest. Also, it has to be relevant. So it's no good saying all of this to a company that doesn't have open jobs or doesn't have, what it is you're looking for. It needs to be relevant to them. So if they've received funding, if they've got open jobs, use that. Just basically make a relevant message that hits them at the right time. Because that's another thing with cold outbound. It's all about timing. So you need to make your message timely and relevant. Okay? And if you do that, you'll get interest from your responses. So now we're on to the next stage of the funnel. Look, we're getting closer. We've got positive replies. We're getting very close to terms signed. Okay? There's still something in our way. And this is getting someone to book a call. This is typically one of the hardest bits. So if you're doing, lead generation or business development for yourself, I'm sure you can get people to reply. You can get people to say yes, but then getting them to commit time is a whole nother thing. There's so many ways you can do this, and there's a lot of noise just in the market of how to actually get people to join calls, whether it's offering them lead magnets, offering them value. But from our experience, and trust me, we've had a lot of experience in this. We've been sending out millions of emails a month for a long time now. We understand the number one way to get someone to book a call is genuinely just to follow up extremely fast with them. Like super, super fast. If you reply to someone within 5 minutes, your chance of booking a call is extremely high. If you wait an hour, it's really, really diminished, okay? So you need to have systems and automations in play that will tell you when people are applying, and you can get back to them ASAP. Okay, it's really, really important to do that. So someone shows interest. The interest is already there. We don't have to continue to build interest. They've clearly got pain and they're interested in our solution that will alleviate that pain. Now all we need to do is just nurture them into a call. And as I mentioned, I'm a big believer in simplicity. I think all you truly need to do here, if someone's interested in your offer or your service, is get back to them quickly and just get them to book a call. Send over your Calendly link within 5 minutes and you'll be surprised how many calls you book, okay? Fantastic. Then, of course, you've got a meeting booked, right? What we've got here, once you've got meetings booked with your leads, as a recruiter, I guarantee you know how to sell your product, you know how to sell your service, you're very good at this. So I'm not going to tell you how you should run your sales calls, but the more important bit about this is tracking the data at each stage of the pipeline, okay? So if you know you've got an issue with closing, then that's something you can work on. If you know you've got an issue with getting leads to actually reply, then you know this is something you can work on. But actually, once you've got someone on the call, all it is about is getting them to sign your terms, okay? And this could obviously relate to the message you've originally sent them, how they've generated interest, how they booked the call, what sort of information they've received before the call, etc. There's a lot of variables at play, but all you need to do is optimize your sales process to get your terms signed, okay? An optimized sales process looks like something that's seamless, that's efficient, and also multiple touch points. So all you want to have is as many touch points as you can with the prospect before they jump on the call, so they're as warm as possible. Because the warmer you have this lead, the easier it will be to close them. So the more videos they've seen of you, the more case studies they've seen of you, the more they know about your name, the more they've researched you, the easier it will be to close this person. So all it is around, once you've got your meetings booked, as any type of agency, it's just around optimizing your sales process. And believe me, that doesn't start in the sales call. It starts much before the sales call. That's a big misconception. So it starts as soon as someone books a call, they need to be redirected to something, maybe a case study, maybe it's an article that you were featured in, something that will continue to warm them up. And as you get closer to the call, keep feeding them this content, have many touch points, and get to the point where they've joined the call, they're warm, they know exactly what you do, they're interested in your solution. All you have to do now is present yourself in the right way and get those terms signed. Now, as a recruiter, this is extremely easy if you're working contingent, because ultimately the prospect has effectively not really much to lose apart from a little bit of time if they work with you. If you work on a retained basis, this will be a little bit more difficult. You'll have to build up the gap even further. You have to explain why retained is more beneficial to the client than contingent. But it's all around getting them to sign your terms, okay? And once again, you can track this close rate here. Now, once you've actually tracked each stage of the process, and I recommend you put numbers in all of this. So if you're watching this right now and you own an agency, write down each of these processes, write down each of these stages of the funnel, and write down what you think your percentage is for each of them. How many replies are you getting on email? How many are positive? How many meetings are you booking? And how many deals are you signing? Instead of just being really confused about this whole process and thinking, cold outreach doesn't work, it doesn't work for me, I've got no idea what's going on, I don't know how to close deals, and you're all worried about it, if you write down the numbers at every stage of the process, you can make informed decisions on how to grow your company, okay? It's very, very simple. Then what you can do, once you have this funnel built, you know what you need to work on, you know what your percentages are, you know what your numbers are. It's very, very simple. All you need to do is focus on the inputs rather than the outputs. For example, we see here that this whole funnel is converting from start to finish at 0.2%. Okay, so for 1,000 emails we send out, 0.2% of them are turning into clients. It's very, very simply, all we need to do there is turn the dial. We need to reach out to 5,000 people instead of 1,000. And luckily, this is for a big market. For a very small market, of course, these numbers, percentages will be much, much higher because you'd make it more bespoke. This is just a cold email campaign, okay? So if we want to sign 10 new clients in a month or 10 new clients in a week, all we need to do is reach out to 10,000 people in a month or a week, okay? Once you have these numbers, it makes the whole acquisition process very, very simple. And ultimately, that's how we can consistently generate results for our clients, because each client we have has this process mapped out. We know how many emails we need to send to get the desired result. And it's all about scaling, turning the dial there, and just growing in a particular market, okay? So that breaks it down step by step. Obviously, you'd have different funnels and different KPIs and percentages for each different method. But that explains cold email and how it works. I'm going to make another video on what script we use, what process we use, and all the intricate details, how we achieve these numbers. But for now, it's really important. You can't get anywhere without actually mapping out this process. What are the exact touch points you have in your sales funnel, and what are the metrics of each of them? Then you can determine what are your bottlenecks, what are your strengths, why are they bottlenecks, why are they strengths, and build up from that. It's not sexy, it's not really necessarily exciting, but it works. And this is what you need to do to grow your company. Track the numbers, track the data, and put the right measures in place to grow successfully. So I hope that video has been useful to you. If you're a recruiting agency owner and you want help building out systems like this to acquire clients on autopilot, then just book a call with us below and we'll show you even more systems like these that could be fitted into your business. But for now, I hope you've enjoyed the video and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.